Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 16, text number 7, right? So 7, 8, 9, I will read. 10th verse we will chant. Saprahrida Purusha Sara Nipata Vega Shamsho Vitaroga Vishochvashi Sitamburasihi Paryakpluto Vishakashaya Vibhishanormir Dhavandanushratam Anantabalasya Kimtat. Translation. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead landed in the Serpent's Lake, the snakes there became extremely agitated and began breathing heavily, further polluting it with volumes of poison. The force of the Lord's entrance into the lake caused it to overflow on all sides, and poisonous, fearsome waves flooded the surrounding lands up to a distance of 100 bow lengths. This is not at all amazing, however, for the Supreme Lord possesses infinite strength. Tasya hriday viharato bhujadanda ghurna vargosham angavaravārana vikramasya आश्रुत्य तत्स्वसदनाभिभवं निरीक्षया चक्षुश्रवाः समस्सरत्तत् अमृष्यमाणः. Translation. Krishna began sporting in Kaliya's lake like a lordly elephant, swirling his mighty arms and making the water resound in various waves. When the Kaliya heard these sounds, he understood that someone was trespassing in his lake. The serpent could not tolerate this and immediately came forward. According to the Acharyas, Lord Krishna was producing wonderful musical sounds within the water simply by splashing his hands and arms. Text 9. Tam Prekshaniya Shukumara Ganavadatam Srivatsapitavasanam Smitasundarashyam Kridantam Apratibhayam Kamalodharangvim Sandashya Marmasuru Rusha Bhujaya Sachada. Kaliya saw that Sri Krishna, who wore yellow silken garments, was very delicate. His attractive body shining like a glowing white cloud, his chest bearing the mark of Srivatsa, his face smiling beautifully, and his feet resembling the whole of a lotus flower. The Lord was playing fearlessly in the water. Despite his wonderful appearance, the envious Kaliya furiously bit him on the chest and then completely enwrapped him in his coils. Okay, text. We will chant. What to what to no. Below. Text 10. What the word? Okay, please repeat. Tam Naga Bhoga Parivitam Adrishtacheshtam Alokya Tatpriyashakaha Pashupaha Vrishartaha Krishne Arpita Atma Surut Artha Kalatra Kamaha Dukkha Anushoka Bhaya मूढ़ा धियः निपेतुः तं नागभोगपरिवीतमदृष्टचेष्टम् तं नागभोगपरिवीतमदृष्टचेष्टम् आलोक्य तत्प्रियसखाः पशुपा वृषार्तः आलोक्य तत्प्रियसखाः पशुपा वृषार्ताः कृष्णेऽर्पितां सुहृदर्थकलत्रकामा कृष्णेऽर्पितां सुहृदर्थकलत्रकामा दुःखानुशोकभयमूढधियो निपेतुः दुःखानुशोकभयमूढधियो निपेतुः तं नागभोगपरिवीतमदृष्टचेष्टम् आलोक्य तत्प्रियसखाः पशुपा वृषार्ताः कृष्णेऽर्पितां सुहृदर्थकलत्रकामा दुःखानुशोकभयमूढधियो निपेतुः Listen. Mama, please. Tam, him, Naga, of the serpent, Bhoga, within the coils, Parivitam, enveloped, Adrishtacheshtam, not exhibiting any movement, Alokya, seeing, Tat Priyasakaha, his dear friends, Pashupaha, the cowards, Brushartaha, greatly disturbed, Krishna, at Krishna, unto Lord Krishna, Arpita, offered, Atma, their very selves, Suhrit, the relations, Artha, wealth, Kalatra, wives, Kamaha, and all the objects of desire, Dukkha, by pain, Anushoka, remorse, Bhaya, and fear, Modha, bewildered, Diyaha, their intelligence, Nipetuhu, they fell down. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: when the members of the coward community who had accepted Krishna as their dearmost friend saw him enveloped in the snake's coils, motionless, they were greatly disturbed. They had offered Krishna everything, their very selves, their families, their wealth, wives, and all pleasures. At the sight of the Lord in the clutches of the Kaliya snake, their intelligence became deranged by grief, lamentation, and fear, and thus they fell to the ground. Purport: Srila Sanatana Goswami explains the coward boys, along with some coward men and farmers who happened to be in the vicinity and who were also devotees of Krishna, fell to the ground just like trees that had been cut at the root. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukhaṁ Karoti Vācālam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripātam Maham Doshi Gurum Dinatarana Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapreshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vikasa Swamini Namane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapreshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswate Deven Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatiriyasatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Acharyas explained that Krishna was producing very wonderful musical sounds within the water simply by splashing his hands and arms. So it's amazing. The same music and sounds were intolerable. Kaliya could not tolerate when he heard the sound. He was so furious. Who is this rascal who has come to my area? He was so furious. The same music which was giving, Acharyas mentioned it was a wonderful musical sound. For devotees it was so wonderful, but for demon Kaliya it was so intolerable. So in music also there is three gunas: sattva, rajas, tamas. So you can see Carnatic music on one side and pop music, the Western music on other side. Passion. It's full of passion. So Sattvic music that is in Sattva Guna, music that is in Rajoguna, and music that is in Tamoguna. What is this Tamoguna music? So even when the wives scold the husband, so if the husband feels very musical, you can say that is Tamoguna music. So here, I'm sorry, I chanted this verse with or without tune. I don't know myself. So if you don't know something, then you can see how you can make things worst. So here, just Krishna is playing. He's not even singing. He's just splashing the water, but it sounded like a music. So imagine if Krishna plays music, how it will be. So that is Vrindavan. We can understand. And also we can understand Vajradapi Katoram, Kusumadapi Komalam. So Krishna Chakra Thakur gives this commentary that so same Krishna, he is harder than the thunderbolt for the demons and softer than the petals for devotees. So again we can see such experience here. Kaliya is experiencing terror with the sound and devotees are pleased with that music. So it's a great dance, but Kaliya is thinking, this is my place. Who is this trespasser? So he's asking Krishna, where is the visa? So this is the duty of the immigration department. So recently we had experience. So when we went, the immigration officer asked few questions when we entered a country. So he questioned, so how much money do you have? And then, what is your job? Are you married? Do you have a hotel booking? Where is your credit card? So answer for all these questions was no, 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 no. So then they stopped us. So what does he's asking? Basically he understood Srimad Bhagavatam. What does Srimad Bhagavatam says? All these things he mentioned is what binds us, basically. So he's asking, are you already bound with your place? Otherwise you will trouble us in our place. So if you have all these things, you'll go back to your place. Otherwise you may stay here. So this is what Bhagavatam says. If you have all these things, you'll come back to the material world. It's exactly what Bhagavatam says. So of course they think that is their place, but it's Krishna's place. Just like Kaliya is thinking, it is my place. And all these immigration officers are so proud, you can see. They think that just because you may have ticket, you may have money also, but you may not have at that moment, whatever the cost may be, unless they stamp you, you cannot enter. So they have that right, they have that power. So arrogant usually, these people are, these officers. They are the person who have to give us access. Without their permission, you cannot enter. So imagine our spiritual master and devotees, they are the people who allow us to enter the spiritual world. Rather, without any pride, without any ego, they beg us, please chant Hare Krishna, please take to Krishna Bhakti. You can see how contrary it is. These officers are so pride, but here devotees are so compassionate and ready to accept all the insults just for the reason to give us access to the spiritual world. But yes, again we should have qualification. So they beg us to take this process of spirituality. But you can see in that Goloka chart, apart from all beautiful things in Goloka, there are some trishuls around Goloka, and there are some mantras, and there is an army, there are some gems. All these things are guarding the spiritual world from intruders. So without qualification, nobody is allowed to go inside. Definitely you need visa. Definitely you need a hotel booking. So at least if you sponsor a room here in ISKCON Salem, your room is booked in Vaikunta. So I'm not saying this, Vishnu Puran says this. So those who help building temple, so Krishna builds their place in the spiritual world. So Hare Krishna. So you can contact me. So this is what Kaliya is thinking, and it's all Krishna's arrangement. Yesterday we saw that this is not exactly the Yamuna river, but it's a lake which is offshoot of Yamuna, because otherwise all Yamuna would have been poisoned. So this is just but it's so big, it's so huge. it's explained, you know. So it was a place where Kaliya was staying, and it was poisonous. And usually devotees were aware that it's some poisonous snake is there, and they never go to that part of Yamuna. Otherwise, every day they go to Yamuna, so they don't get, they don't die by drinking the water of Yamuna. So, but when they came here, and why all of them came here, Acharyas explain, when devotees Krishna and Gopas, they were all playing in that part, suddenly they felt thirst. Everybody, thousands of Gopas, lakhs, crores, all of them suddenly felt thirst, and all cows felt thirst, and they had no other way than to take shelter of this, go and drink. So it's Krishna's arrangement. So when this particular incident was narrated by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, so he said, Sukadeva Goswami casually told Sukadeva Goswami, you know what happens when suddenly you get thirst? Because all Bhagavatam came because he suddenly got thirst, and Krishna pushed him to put that snake on that Brahmana boy who was doing meditation. So casually Sukadeva Goswami said, you know what happens when sudden thirst comes. So some mess is going to, mess means transcendental mess. It's all Krishna's arrangement so that we get some nectar here. So without qualification, yes. So here, Kali, actually each demon represents some bad qualities, and here Kaliya represents the ego. So one hope is, when you compare with other demons, Krishna didn't kill Kaliya. And what is the reason, we will see. So one reason is the wives were devotees. So it's not bad to get married, So either we should be devotee, or at least our wives should be devotee. So you can see, just because wives were devotees, Kaliya was forgiven. So if wives are not devotee, still we can get married, and they will help us to become devotee, definitely. So that's the brahmachari's point, that either you learn here or you will learn there. You don't want to hear temple commander, there will be another commander who will help us to surrender more and more to Krishna. So this music and dance we are seeing here. So Krishna is going to dance. He has not yet started his dance, just music has been started now. And we can see from Ras Leela, which is the further chapters you will see. So Krishna, actually we call Lord Shiva as Nataraj, So he is the king of all the dancers. But actually Krishna is the Nataraj, So is Gaura Nataraj, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the supermost dancer, and Krishna is also supreme dancer. When Krishna danced on Ras Leela, when that whole arena, crores of gopis and Krishnas were dancing, when Devatas were seeing, all Gandharvas, all Kinnaras, all superior beings who are known for their singing and dancing, they all felt ashamed when they saw this dance. So what is our dance and music in front of this? They were all felt ashamed. After this incidents, they all want to stop singing and dancing because it was so nasty, they felt after seeing. So such a beautiful scene is going to come now. And these rascals who are imitating Krishna, who say Krishna also danced with all these, so many gopis. Let me also dance with so many girlfriends. So first they should dance on the hoods of Kaliya, right? And then they can do Ras Leela. Krishna did. First he danced on the hoods of Kaliya. So they can dance at least next to the snake, if they can, or not on the snake, at least next to the snake. So that is different dance, they dance like this, they start shivering. So we don't want that kind of dance and pass urine. So that is again dance as three gunas, sattva, rajo, tamo. So this dance we don't want. This is, gentle, such a high class, beautiful steps, beautiful singing, sattva guna, pure, without fear, with all bliss. So this singing and dancing, people are going to see now. They are going to witness
So Krishna is setting the stage for his performance. So Kaliya with his coils, he enveloped Krishna, and Acharya explained at least another 2 hours. He pretended as if he got caught and he's struggling. And again, why that 2 hours? Acharya explained. So only very few friends were there nearby. Few farmers, Acharya explained. So when they saw, they fainted, and few ran to Nandagram to tell all Gopas, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, that Krishna has been caught by Kaliya. Please come. Already there were bad omens everywhere. Everybody was afraid. Balram didn't go. So it's all. So they were more afraid that if Balram would have been there, he would have helped. So they were more afraid. So this is another reason why Balram didn't go, because Balram was a person who stopping people from jumping into Kaliya. When Yashoda wanted to jump, Nanda Maharaj wanted to jump, so Balram, Krishna kept so that he could stop them from jumping in the Kaliya to save Krishna. But Balram was laughing. He knew what is happening. Another reason why Balram was laughing is because Balram thought, I was also a snake like Kaliya, but this fellow never danced with me, played with me. Now, he's dancing with this poisonous creature nicely. He never danced with me like this. So here, the 2 hours, Acharyas explained that there were only few people, and Krishna is going to enact such a beautiful pastime. So Krishna was waiting for the audience to come, more audience he wants, best performance. So you need theater, house full. Balconies were full also, all devatas were coming, all Gandharvas, all Kinnaras, everybody were coming, everybody was slowly assembling. WhatsApp, immediately WhatsApp chat, all groups, tickets were sold, online tickets were sold immediately. So everybody so Krishna was just waiting. Another reason Acharyas explained that Krishna wanted to show to all wives of Kaliya that, you see, your husband, he's your husband, and he's so sinful that he's attacking me. So I'll punish him. So he wants to show to his wives. So there's another reason. Therefore, Krishna was motionless. So, and also, Kaliya was known for his ego. So much ego he had. And when somebody scolds us, when we mess up with our service, we get scolding from our leaders. So the first thing first thing our conscious endeavor after getting scolding or while getting scolding is make sure nobody is around. Ego is so much. Already we did mess and we are getting scolding for that. And instead of learning and want to progress, what our thought process is, make sure nobody is around. That anyway, I'm getting insulted, at least try to protect your ego whatever possible. And now Krishna is setting the stage where millions of people are going to witness, and in front of everybody is going to smash Kaliya. Oh, it is big humiliation. So he's making sure that not even a tinge of ego is going to stay back in Kaliya's mind, and that's why the whole stage. And what stage he is setting? So Krishna is called Ranganath. Arangam means stage, also earth. So he's setting the whole stage, and what is the stage? Stage is also not static. It is a dancing stage. So Krishna is going to dance on a dancing stage. Oh, never witnessed like this. I have never seen stage is dancing and dancer is dancing on a dancing stage. So that is never witnessed. So we can see, sometimes in amusement parks there are some games. So where it takes around like cup and saucer, they call it. There is cup and saucer, and on each cup 4 people sit. So the whole stage goes around and the cup and saucer also revolves. So like that, the stage is also dancing, and Shiva didn't dance in such kind of stage. Hundreds of hoods, 100,000 different acharyas say. So actually Krishna, in Vrindavan, he never kills the demons. He killed, but killing was a byproduct. He never intended to kill. That is the another speciality of Vrindavan. It was just by chance. Big Bang Theory works there. By chance they get killed. So Putana was drinking milk. He didn't want to kill Putana. He was drinking milk, but Putana died. What to do? So Trinavarta, Krishna was taking a ride and he was just hugging Trinavata, he died. The Shakatasura, Krishna was just hitting his legs on the wall. He didn't, not on the wall, the cart. He was just playing and he died. Krishna didn't want to kill. And Krishna also never kills. That also we know. Acharyas explained in Vrindavan, never Krishna kills. Only the Vishnu inside Krishna kills. Killing is not Krishna's duty. Krishna only plays and dances. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. So in these verses also we understand that Krishna is not duty bound to come to kill demons or to establish dharma. These are the duties of Vishnu. He is the creator, he is the maintainer. It's Vishnu's responsibility. Krishna just comes to dance and sing and to give pleasure to his devotees. And Chaitanya Charitamrita says in the first Adi and the confidential reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So in that it is explained that Krishna just wants to come and dance and sing and enjoy, but just so that the time of Vishnu's incarnation or the incarnation to protect the dharma and to kill demons coincided with Krishna's desire to come. So it so happened that Krishna did other things simultaneously. Otherwise, he was not intending, it was not his duty. Krishna only plays, sings, dance. That's the nature of Goloka. Atam, Patam and Kondatam. Singing, dancing and enjoyment. And this is the Goloka's supremacy. So hundreds of hoots. Oh, Krishna has to jump and dance. Oh, such a amazing. So we will see all the nectar which will be coming. And so Kaliya's serpents, the Kaliya's wives, they're all praying to Krishna. Okay, Krishna, dance nicely. Hit him more. They're all devotees. So they are so happy. They are also enjoying. We can see here Prahlad Maharaj, father is being ripped off. And the person who is killing the father is being glorified by the son. He's been garlanded. Oh, nicely you killed my father. And he is Mahajana and we worship him. His own father is getting ripped. He's not, forget about going and protecting. He's glorifying the killer. So why? Because he was a demon. He's a father, he's a mother, he's a teacher, he's a spiritual master. No matter if they're not devotees, they're demons. Bali Maharaj rejected his spiritual master. Here you can see Naga Patnis, they rejected their husbands because he was not a devotee. And when he's not a devotee, no matter what good qualities they have, is all manoratena dhavato bahi. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana gunai sarvai tatra samasata suraha harava bhakta sopato mahatma manoratena sati dhavato bahi. So when one is not a devotee, his so-called good qualities is just a result of his materialistic pious activity. And once these pious activities are over, results of his pious activities are over, it will be demoniac. He will be a demon. And he's already a demon. When he's not a devotee, he's already a demon. And his so-called good qualities is just a shadow. So people will have difficulty understanding this. So but Acharyas explain us scientifically how this is true. So here, now Krishna is going to perform this dance and he's making sure that, so the Kaliya's wife was so happy. Oh, at last, we are going to get rid of this fellow and we will do our bhakti peacefully. But later what happens at the end, we will see, they will start praying to protect Kaliya. It is a turn of events. Immediately all news channels, they come. Breaking news, all turn of events. We can see political turn of events. So like suddenly Kaliya's wife started praying, you protect my husband. Initially they were saying kill, and now they are praying protect, and they were pure devotees. Why? So actually what happens, so when Krishna starts dancing, so he will be dancing on one hood, and another hood will try to dash Krishna. So when in the other hood comes, then Krishna jumps on the other hood. So and then the other hood goes down, then the other hood. So he'll be jumping, playing, dancing like this, and lot of poison, he made Kaliya to spit out. So poison was coming out and more poison was coming out. But Yamuna was not contaminating further because Krishna was there. and that's how everybody was living. So this water went out, although the devotees touched this water, they didn't die because Krishna touched already, so it got purified. So yeah, the Kaliya was spitting poison. And then what happened? Kaliya started spitting blood. Then in that moment, the Nagapatni started praying to Krishna. Now you protect them. So what happened? So what suddenly happened? Acharyas explained that when we get a wound, so the first reaction will be there will be some pus, yellow color stuff, bad smelling, foul smelling, pus will be formed. So this pus has to come out, then only it will get cured, the wound will get cured. So initially all the yellow stuffs will come out and then blood will start coming out. So when blood starts coming, idea is that when it gets cured, the blood starts coming. So when all the ego, Krishna made all the ego to come out, and then blood started coming, and then it's understood that Kaliya was got rid of all the poison, all ahankar, all ego was removed, and then he started repenting. And in that point of time, that serpents prayed that you please, and this is a hope for us. Don't kill the sinner, but kill the sin. This is what Jesus Christ said, and this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also doing. So he came to liberate all the fallen souls, the lowest of low. And this is a hope for us. What else is a hope? Krishna was dancing on the hoods of Kaliya, and Kaliya felt like whole universe was jumping on his head. Why? Because all universe was within Krishna's body, that he just showed in previous pastimes. To Mother Yashoda, he showed all universe. So all universe is jumping on Kaliya's head. All his, later when he went to Mitra's camps and scanned his hoods, he understood that there is all fracture. So, and if Krishna dances on our hood and our head, we may not survive. So better we dance for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tune, for Hare Krishna mantra. And this is the hope that we may get rid of all our sinful proclivities, all our sinful. So Krishna took advantage. He was dancing, and he made all ego to come out. So he made all ego to come out and he removed it. So sometimes when devotees guide us, scold us, so we should understand it is for our benefit they are doing. And if we don't take it with right spirit, with proper attitude, rather like Kaliya, we go, hit, kill Krishna. Kaliya wanted to kill Krishna. So we wanted to blaspheme devotees who want to help us. So that's the unfortunate situation. So Krishna was jumping so hard that all poison was coming out, the ego was coming out. Kaliya was showing full egoistic, and the ego is so big that sometimes we are not qualified and we have so big ego. At least if we have some material qualification, there is some meaning to have ego. Sometimes we don't have any qualification and still we have ego. That is worst of all. Anyway, we should not have ego. Everything is Krishna's. But if you are rich, if you are beautiful, if you are knowledgeable, okay, you can have little ego. So if we have nothing, then why we should have ego? So everything is Krishna's. Every land is Krishna's. And that's what these devotees, they gave up their life when they saw Krishna enveloped in the coils. We don't. Sometimes when there is obstacle for the service, and sometimes if there is a disturbance, Prabhupada says Krishna and the Krishna conscious society are non-different. Any obstacle comes to a society, any disturbance comes, so we are least bothered. We are simply interested in eating, sleeping, sex life and defense. We don't feel bad. Oh, Prabhupada's movement, there is some disturbance, there is a demon disturbing. Do we faint? Do we cry? Do we lament? Do we struggle? To spread Krishna consciousness. So we don't have, if we don't have, then we should understand, who are we? So here you can see all devotees just faint seeing Krishna. And again, spiritually we understand how this is great source of pleasure. Taking anxiety, take fear, anxiety, emotions, all these emotions intensifies. This is another reason why Krishna was, waiting for 2 hours almost enveloped in the coils. So the spiritual emotions he made to increase more and more. And this is another reason why Gokul is superior than Goloka. All these emotions are not expressed in Goloka, the spiritual world. In Gokul, only demons are there. Therefore, there are more emotions, more separation, more tension, more intensity. And therefore, this Gokul is considered superior to Goloka. So, are we ready to take shelter of Krishna? Any hard times, any difficulty, we should stand together, give our life. Rather, we go criticizing devotees, commenting on devotees. We don't take any responsibility, but we are ready to give comments. That is what, like Kaliya, we can do. You know. So, we should analyze ourselves. Are we ready to take responsibilities, help, serve, help ourselves? We are not helping anything. We are helping ourselves by serving Krishna. So Krishna is so powerful that he can help us at any given circumstances. In fact, he is only helping us with everything. So with that consciousness, if we are, doing our service, then any hard struggles come, we will take it. In good spirit, we understand it's due to our own karma. We are struggling, and we have to more surrender to Krishna. So this is the hope. We have to give up the ego. Otherwise, we will come back again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So there is an injunction that even ordinary jivas like us, if we see a snake, we can just kill. Why? Because of its poisonous nature. Krishna could just kill. How much time it will take? He could just kill the Kaliya. He doesn't have to, you know. Uh, Krishna was so angry also. Why? Because he disturbed his devotees. He poisoned. Polluted Yamuna. He killed his devotees. Krishna is so angry. So nevertheless, he forgave. So he forgiven. So that is our hope that one day Krishna will forgive all our offenses, and we will also become devotee. And that is especially this nature of Krishna is enhanced 100% in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. So Krishna is doing multitasking here. Krishna is going to save Kaliya from Garuda. Kaliya doesn't want to leave, and then Krishna says, "My lotus feet prints are there on your hoods. Garuda will not do anything." So Krishna saved Kaliya from Garuda, Yamuna from Kaliya, and devotees from poisonous water. So he's doing multitasking, dancing, singing, and simultaneously everything is happening. This is how Krishna enacts his beautiful pastime. So true ego, false ego. I am servant of Krishna. Ego cannot be killed. We cannot remove our identification, aham. That cannot be removed. But false ego has to be removed. Real ego is I am servant of Krishna. And these pastimes are there. How beautifully Bhagavatam is going to describe, and devotees relish it. And there are so many literatures, so many songs. There are some famous tilanas describing this dance and this music. Very nice. Many devotees. They may not be pure devotees, but great poets. And I was just seeing internet. There was one king of Kerala. He wrote a tilana on the dance of Kaliya, and there was also Uttukadi Venkata Kavi. There is one more great poet. So very amazing way of depicting Krishna's dance. And Srila Prabhupada said Kaliya has gone and taken shelter on an island near Fiji. So therefore, when Prabhupada built a temple there, that was the first temple, I think, proper temple outside India was built in Fiji. Otherwise, in other places, they purchased churches and they converted into temples. And it's a proper temple outside India. This was the first temple, I think, in Fiji. And Prabhupada installed Kaliya Krishna there. And then you can see Krishna dancing on the Kaliya, Nagapatnis around. So heard stories from devotees that there were such islands. Even now, that people are scared in general to go to such islands. And it somebody who did some adventurous trekking or something, they never came back alive. So even now there is some people have that understanding. I heard something like that. So association of devotees, that's another thing. So Kaliya was associating with devotees, and that's another reason he was saved. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us this opportunity. Prabhupada created this association, so we should take advantage. And so this Adi Leela, chapter 4, text 9, I'll just read that and finish. So I was just telling, no, but the time to lift the burden of the world mixed with the time for Lord Krishna's incarnation. So we have information from the Bhagavad Gita that Lord appears at particular intervals to adjust a time-worn spiritual culture. Lord Sri Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapara Yuga to regenerate the spiritual culture of human society and also to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Vishnu is the authorized Lord who maintains the created cosmos, and he is also the principal deity who makes adjustments when there is improper administration in the cosmic creation. But Sri Krishna, being the primeval Lord, appears not in order to make such administrative adjustments, but only to exhibit his transcendental pastimes and thus attract the fallen souls back home, back to Godhead. However, the time for administrative rectification and the time for Lord Krishna's appearance coincided at the end of the last Dwapara Yuga. Therefore, when Sri Krishna appeared, Vishnu, the Lord of maintenance, merged with him because all the plenary portions and parts of the absolute personality of Godhead merged with him during his appearance. And that means what? Thousands and thousands of expansions come out of Krishna. Everybody merged. So you can understand how many Yuga avatars, how many Leela avatars, Purusha avatars, Shakti Avesh avatars, all these, Guna avatars. So Yuga avatar means what? So every Yuga, an incarnation comes to establish the Dharma of that Yuga. That's called Yuga avatar. So every Yuga, one avatar comes. That means in one Yuga cycle, 4 Yuga avatars come. And in one day of Brahma, 4,000 Yuga avatars come. You know. So and imagine in life of Brahma, how is that? 30 days by 365 by 1000 by 4000. This many Yuga avatars. So all these avatars, they come merged in Krishna when Krishna descends. So Krishna is the supreme. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. When he comes, and that is the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, once in a day of Brahma, once in 1000 Yuga cycles, Krishna comes and performs his pastime. It was just 5000 years ago, and 500 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So we are the best of all the time, the golden age. So we have to take advantage of the situation. So Krishna was dancing, swimming, playing. And Kaliya was subdued as a byproduct. It was just a dance. Such a blissful process. So therefore we have to take advantage, chant Hare Krishna, dance here for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan. So Hare Krishna. Any questions, any comments, any mistakes? Vishnu? Louder, louder. Ah, ah. Okay, how to understand that Vishnu inside Krishna does this? So that's what Prabhupada said, no? Vishnu created, so how to understand that Vishnu inside Krishna kills the demons? So it is explained that the Vishnu portion of Krishna, So that's what it is explained, that Krishna doesn't have to waste his time. Krishna being Supreme Lord, his energies are doing all other activities. He is simply dancing and singing. uh, Even Vishnu is sleeping. So, so, so Krishna is simply dancing and singing. Why he should waste his time in other things? So only music and dance. That is the nature of spiritual world. So famous story. Prabhupada narrated many times that there was a person from German or somewhere. He came and he visited all temples, and he saw all avatars having some weapon or the other. Only Krishna having flute, and even Vishnu has uh, Sudarshan Chakra and Gada, right? Shanku Chakra, Gada, Padma. Padma and conch is to bless devotees, whereas the Sudarshan Chakra and conch is to kill demons. So two for killing, two for protecting. But Vishnu is only dancing and playing flute. He doesn't have any weapons. How will he kill? Hmm? Cannot kill. No weapons. So Vishnu does that. So Krishna is only playing, dancing. So and that's what we just read. So he is busy with his pastimes. No time, Prabhuji. We don't want to waste time. So and we saw also systematically how killing, this hoods also Kaliya, when you see that Krishna will be dancing, playing, and the hoods will be coming from different directions to dash Krishna, and Krishna will just move, and they will hit each other, and they will get pain. You know. So all these demons in Vrindavan, you can see, from beginning to end, you can see Krishna doesn't make an exclusive step to kill them. Just by he is enacting his pastime, and just it's explained like a moth, right? The moth, when it sees the candle light, the candle light doesn't have to go and catch the moth and kill. The moth just comes and blazes, enters into the fire and gets extinguished. So these demons just come and they just die by themselves. The candle doesn't have to take an extra effort. So that's how Krishna doesn't have to take extra effort. And Krishna's holy name is equally powerful. And if we can take shelter of Krishna's name so easily, we can give up our demoniac qualities. But unfortunately, we don't sit, chant Hare Krishna, we don't chant 16 rounds, or we don't come to the Aarati, Kirtan, dance, and we don't do book distribution. We are not inspired for service. We criticize, we pollute the process, not the process, but our practice. And that's why getting more and more. Why our anarthas are not getting rid? If Krishna can so easily kill these demons, why still we are struggling? That just because it shows that simply, it's myself, I'm speaking about myself, not taking shelter of Krishna's holy name, not taking shelter of Krishna, not taking shelter of his devotees. And that's why the struggle is continuing life after life. So we should take hope from all these pastimes, that if we can take shelter of Krishna's name, then we can so easily get rid of all these anarthas. Okay? Maybe anybody can add some points or something. So Hare Krishna, Granthar Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.